Look at the tire on your car. There is probably a nail or a screw stuck in it right now. And it has been there for days, maybe weeks. The tire is still holding pressure. The car still drives. Nothing about this is a coincidence, and the engineering is older than your grandparents. In 1947, an engineer at BFGoodrich named Frank Herzegh filed a patent for a tire that did not have an inner tube inside it. Every tire in the world today is built on his design, and most drivers have no idea why a sharp piece of metal can sit in their tire and do nothing. That is the reason why. Before the late 1940s, every car tire on Earth had a separate rubber balloon inside it, called an inner tube. The outer tire was just a tough casing. The inner tube held the air. If anything sharp punctured the tire, it punctured the inner tube too, and the air came out in seconds. Drivers carried spare tubes the way you now carry a phone charger. A nail in your tread was a roadside disaster. The average American driver of 1945 fixed 5 flat tires per year. The whole experience of car ownership was organized around the assumption that you would, at some point, be standing on the shoulder of a road with your hands covered in chain grease. Then in 1947, Frank Herzegh, working at BFGoodrich in Akron, Ohio, filed United States Patent 2650182. His idea was almost dumb in its simplicity. Skip the inner tube. Make the tire itself airtight. Build the rubber so that it presses tightly against the metal rim of the wheel, creating an airtight seal at the bead. Then make the tread thick enough that when something pierces it, the rubber actually grips the foreign object and holds it in place. The whole tire becomes the sealed chamber. There is no second balloon inside. The tire is the balloon. By 1954, every new American car came with tubeless tires. By 1970, inner tubes in cars had basically disappeared from the planet. Here's what happens the moment a screw enters your tire. The rubber tread, which is between 8 and 10 millimeters thick on a passenger car, parts around the threads. The internal tire pressure, usually around 32 psi, pushes the rubber outward against every surface in contact with the screw. The same pressure that holds the tire's shape is now actively pressing the rubber against the screw shaft. The threads catch on the rubber. The hole is closed by the same object that made it. As long as the screw stays in there, almost no air escapes. You can drive on a tire with a screw in it for weeks before the slow leak becomes noticeable. The screw is not. When you bring the tire to the shop, the mechanic does one of two things. The cheap, fast version is called a plug. They pull the screw out, jam a sticky rubber strip into the hole, trim the excess, and you drive away in 20 minutes. The plug is held in place by the same internal pressure that was holding the screw. The proper version is called a patch. They take the tire off the rim, find the hole from the inside, sand the inner rubber, glue a thicker rubber pad over the hole, and remount the tire. A patch lasts the life of the tire. A plug lasts a few months. Most American tire shops will sell you by... Here's the part the marketing materials skip. The tubeless tire only works if the puncture is in the tread. The sidewall, which is the thin rubber on the side of the tire facing outward, is only about 3 to 4 millimeters thick. It cannot grip a screw. It flexes constantly while you drive, which means any patch on the sidewall fails within a few hundred miles. A puncture in the sidewall means a new tire. The tubeless tire also fails when the hole is bigger than about 6 millimeters. Past that, the rubber cannot grip the object hard enough to seal the pressure, and it fails completely when the bead, the lip that seats against the rim, gets damaged. Since around 2007, premium German automakers have shipped a tire that goes one step further. Continental Contiseal, Michelin Self-Seal, Pirelli Seal Inside. Each one has a thin layer of sticky polymer goo on the inside of the tread, about 3 millimeters thick. When something punctures the tire, the goo flows into the hole and clogs it before the air can escape. The driver does not have to do anything. They do not even have to know it happened. These tires can self-seal a puncture up to about 5 millimeters in diameter on the move at highway speed. The German engineers basically built the inner tube back in, except now it is a chemical instead of a balloon. So the next time you find a screw in your tire, here's what to do. If the screw is in the tread, drive carefully to the nearest tire shop and ask for a patch, not a plug. If it is in the sidewall, you need a new tire. Do not try to drive on a sidewall puncture. If the tire is still holding pressure, you have time. The seal is doing its job. Frank Herzegh's 1947 design is keeping you on the road right now, with no notification, no service light, no fanfare. Most drivers go their entire lives without thinking about it. The pressure does the work. It always has. There is a piece of engineering on every car you have ever owned that you have never thought about. It does not have a logo. It does not have a service interval. It is just a layer of rubber pressed against a metal rim, and it has been doing the work of keeping you on the road for 78 years. Frank Herzegh died in 1990, with his tubeless tire patent long expired, and his name almost completely unknown outside of trade publications. But every single car tire on the planet today, from a beat-up Honda Civic to a brand new Porsche, is a slight variation on what he sketched on graph paper in Akron, Ohio, after the Second World War. The screw in your tread right now, sealed by the same pressure that holds your tire's shape, is doing exactly what he predicted it would do. The strangest part is not that this works. The strangest part is that almost no one has ever wondered why it does. It just works, quietly, since 1947. Decade after decade, with no maintenance and no warranty card on every road in every country. Frank Herzegh's lone idea about pressure and rubber and a metal lip is the silent foundation of every commute since the Truman administration. The screw, the rubber, the rim, all pressure pushing rubber against metal. Decades of it. Quiet engineering on every road. That's one of them. There's a whole channel of stories like it. The engineering decisions hiding inside ordinary objects you have used 1,000 times. Subscribe so the next one finds you.